rappers. If I send addresses, they gon' come and
What it is, it's your boys Deuce, Teddy, and LaQuel reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the key. What's good?
What's up, man?
Shit, chilling, my boy. Chilling, doing my thizzle, my boy. Biggest upset is GTA 6 ain't coming out this year. Fucked me up. Fucked me up. But I already knew that wasn't happening. Can't be in 2025 without a 2025 release date and think that it's coming out in 2025. Either way, we'll postpone for another year and life will go on. But we can go ahead and talk about these NBA playoffs because it's still active and live, you know, still active and live. Round two, everybody knows Pacers went ahead and defeated the Cavs 4-1. Let's talk about it. What do you think? What do you think was the main thing that led to the downfall, which has been deemed by some or many as a failed season for the Cavs?
Uh, I don't think they had enough. If they was healthy, I don't think they had enough to be a championship team. I don't think they got they benches deep enough. I don't think that they role players were playing good enough going in. And when Garland goes down or he's not playing 100%, they definitely didn't have enough with just Donovan and Mobley.
Yeah.
Because essentially, those really are only three real scorers: Mobley, Donovan, and Garland. Donovan can go crazy. Garland stay around that like 18, 19, 20 on a good season, and Mobley, 15 to 20, and then all your role players. But
Yeah.
they need another bona fide scorer if you're gonna be a championship team. You either gotta have
Yeah.
a 7 or 8 that's gonna do it every night, like Pacers got, like Knicks got 6 or 7 that's gonna do it every night, and they gonna play heavy minutes, and they gonna be consistent minutes every time. Or you gonna need somebody that can go get you something.
So would you say you took them as a season team from the jump, like you knew you was like they just gonna be just a regular
Yeah,
season team, not gonna make noise during the postseason?
yeah, they in the East. The East is top heavy, but it's bottom not heavy. Like it's really not heavy in the bottom. So I know that when they was off to a good start, and they do when healthy, they do have 4 really good starters. So when they bench was clicking at a certain point in time throughout the season, Ty Jerome playing, 6-man basketball, it's hard to beat a team that's gonna come run. They young, they long, they defend, they play together. They've been a team for a while. They core been a team for 2.5, 3 years now. So that all work, but you need a guy. Sometimes you need a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're role players like the Ty Jeromes, the Merrills, they disappeared and they needed them. They needed them to be in that same to perform to the same capacity in which they were performing in the regular season or in the previous series. They needed them, and I think that was kind of like, you know. That was their first experience, and now they got that out the way. I think they'll be better. They'll be better next year. But even the Matt Struces, they needed all of them players to step up. I don't think Darius Garland was 100%.
No.
Um, I don't think any of the players that came back were 100%. I mean, many of the players aren't 100%, but they had their injuries occurred during that time, and I think they came back because it was like a sense of urgency. Like, all right, let's see whatever we had to give, let's give it and see if we can get us a fighting chance. And ultimately, they failed because even Donovan Mitchell came back. And I think once he went out, he was pretty much not it as well, but definitely needed the other pieces because the 40-point games, the 50 shots, the 30-point games from Donovan Mitchell, when he has no company, it made a big difference. And the one thing that we credited to the Cavs was having a deep enough roster, to really be able to do something. So the healthier team won. Hats off to the confident Pacers. But I will say, just looking at the second round and comparing it to the first round was like full of a bunch of like rivalries. Like I don't even know if they were rivalries, but teams that just quite frankly didn't like each other. That's why you got all of the physical, the brawls and the scuffles and all that stuff. This one was more of it was more basketball. Like we were just going out and play basketball, high competitive basketball. We weren't really worried about anything else. And that's what you saw. That's what you saw in this series. So congratulations to the Pacers. Y'all finna
They're gonna
go.
need to upgrade when you playing Ty Jerome, Sam Merrill, Dean Wade, heavy minutes in the finals and in the playoffs. You're not a good team at that time.
I rocks with it. I don't know if I necessarily agree because if Ty Jerome produces like he did in that first series, we wouldn't be saying that. But I understand what you're saying.
Not even
But
just it
this,
ain't even just Ty Jerome. I don't think just them as a team they second is better than I know Mobley won defensive player of the year, he good, but I'm taking Julius Randle and Cat over him.
yeah, I know you're
I don't
not
know if he's
taking
a
them over
second
him
option. I
defensively.
don't know if him or Garland is the second option, but Garland was hurt, so I don't really consider him
Yeah,
in it. So Mobley is the second option now. You ain't Cat or Rudy Gobert or Julius Randle. And then a third
yeah,
option, OG or McHale. Y'all don't even have one of them. That's Max Strus, Sam Merrill, or Ty Jerome now, or one of them now. And
yeah,
that ain't gonna cut it. Because Halliburton, Siakam, Turner, they got all theirs and they coming. And then they role players are Toppin and TJ McConnell. He's seasoned. TJ McConnell ain't Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome nice, but TJ McConnell is a season off the bench. He been in the
yeah,
playoff last year. He went on a deep run, like you said. They got there, they seen it. Now they need to go back, know that they know what to work on in the summer. They know how to get better with.
yeah.
Yeah, I think these teams were just a little more seasoned right now. These teams just going. They went on deep playoff runs last year, so they
Facts.
they
Because they
they
went to the
they all
conference
came
finals
back.
last year.
Yeah, they all learned something from last year, and they all taking it on this year.
All right. So now we got the Knicks and the Celtics. Knicks go ahead and get that done, 4-2. I pretty much the Celtics put themselves down 1-3. I feel like if any team could come back from that, it was the Celtics. I felt like even the Warriors could have did it in their series with certain things. But when JT went down, I knew that was it. They already dropped, they was dropping disclaimers and warnings about Jaylen Brown going into the postseason when they started talking about his knee injections. Now it comes out he has a partial tear in his meniscus. Jason Tatum goes down non-contact injury. We know what that means. Um, Torn Achilles, has that successful surgery, so he's on his road to recovery. Um, I mean that it's not to take away from the Knicks because the Knicks was doing that before. The Knicks was doing that before. They were manhandling the Celtics before, and I think the Celtics were able to shoot themselves in the foot with their style of play. How they live by the three, they die by the three, and that was an ugly way to play because the Derek White fizzled out. Jaylen Brown never was really able to get to that Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP level. Porzingis got to the point to where they brought him off the bench in the last game. He played 11 minutes. So,
They brought him off the bench
um,
the last couple games because he just
He couldn't get it
At a
going.
certain point, he just was another player on the team with a jersey on. Another
So
able body on the bench that we paying a lot of money. Like you ain't doing nothing for us, bro. You can't do nothing for us, bro.
yep, which is crazy because now going into the end of the season, now you get to see and be like, is this worth keeping this team? Is it worth going into that luxury tax? So, but and like I said, it's not to take away from the Knicks. I know a lot of Knicks fans they're happy with what they got, and they should be. The Knicks should be going crazy. The Knicks should be going crazy right now, and big ups to them. Jalen Brunson got one hell of a team. You got a bunch of perimeter defenders around you. You got a bunch of people who willing to go get the job done. You don't have depth coming off your bench. You got Miles, Deuce McBride. It's not really much. You got Mitchell Robinson coming off your bench, and I mean, depending on if you use campaign or not. You got him coming off your bench, and I think that's pretty much it. Because y'all don't use Precious Achua, Chawa, whatever his name is. Y'all don't use him. Um, so I think, I mean, the Pacers definitely had depth, but just thinking of this matchup by itself, big, my hat goes off to y'all and manhandling the Boston Celtics the way that you did.
I shout out to the Knicks for getting rid of Boston. Yeah, when JT went down, it was over. I felt like even though they were coming back in that game that JT went down, even though they were losing, if they would have lost, I knew they were gonna win the game that they won.
Yeah,
JT goes down or don't go down, I knew if they had JT after that 40 something point game, he was healthy. The next game they was winning. Then the next game when they went to the Knicks having JT, it was gonna be a toss up because he would have been coming off of 40 point a win. Now they locked in. So if any team like you said could have came back from 3-1, I thought that would have been the Boston Celtics was the team to do it if they would have been healthier or just had JT. Because even without Porzingis, I think they would have still been able to probably make that a 7 game series.
yeah. I
Uh,
think I think with JT it would have went seven, and I would probably take the Celtics.
yeah, if in 7 games, toss up star for star.
Yeah,
I'm taking JT, and
yeah.
that's
I
not
would
just
take
my
them.
St. Louis bias. But shout out to the Knicks because y'all formula of being, oh, we gonna wear y'all down with physicality. We gonna wear y'all down with y'all gotta play us. Ain't no eighth and ninth man coming in.
Yep.
So y'all gonna shoot it. The people that's out here and y'all hitting these shots on, we're the team, we're the guys that's gonna game plan to stop y'all. Ain't no players coming off the bench and giving us no energy. We have to bring the energy, come to walk y'all down. We have to step up to come play defense. We got to make the stops that we haven't been making in the first half. We got to walk these 20 point deficits down ourselves. Ain't no put the bench mob in and they take 13 points for us while we rest. No, ain't nobody coming in. That's how they play. And the uniqueness of having a Mitchell Robinson, where when Cat go down, he'll go get 13. As long as he in the game, he's the leading rebounder.
Yeah.
So if he played 13 minutes, for those 13 minutes, nobody grabbed more rebounds than him. Now, Cat will play 36 and he'll probably have more rebounds throughout the game. But while he's on the floor, he's the leading rebounder at all times. And then you go look at a team like the Pacers, who's not a rebounding team. Miles Turner's not really a rebounder like that. Halliburton can get you rebounds, but as a 6'7" point guard, he's not really a rebounder like that. Nimhard and Naismith, not really rebounder. Siakam, probably their best rebounder on the starting lineup. And then they don't really have Thomas Bryant as he like to stretch the floor when he comes. He want to shoot threes. They don't really have a big coming in that's a brute, a Steven Adams or a Kevon Looney or a Trace or a Nas. They don't have a crasher coming in. They are a team rebounding, kind of everybody get 4, 5, 6. Siakam gonna have 7 or 8. Miles Turner might have 7 or 8, but we don't have 10, 12 rebounders. They got Cat who's trying to go get 15. They got Mitchell Robinson who's trying to dominate, and those the only two y'all gonna see. We
Yeah.
not putting no small ball lineup out there. We never gonna not have a 7 footer on the floor. We never not gonna be big.
Yeah.
And I love that because that's what keep them in games. When Porzingis hurt and we got to play Al Horford, or y'all take Al Horford and Porzingis off the floor and JT y'all big and y'all just want to shoot threes, ain't no second chance points.
Yeah.
We gobbling every rebound up.
Facts.
So I think that that's gonna play a factor, but they also playing against a team that score in the paint, come downhill, get to the rim. So once Cat get in foul trouble, Mitchell Robinson get in foul trouble, they could take you out the game. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a game of chess, but I love it. I love it. I think this is gonna be a hell of a series because Jalen Brunson, can't nobody on that team stop Jalen Brunson.
Hold on, we ain't getting into that yet. We ain't getting into that yet. Hold your horses, player.
I know, but I'm bored.
Mhm. The next one, the Timberwolves versus the Warriors. Timberwolves clean that clock in the 4-1 fashion. The moment Steph Curry went out, the Warriors conceded that matchup, and quite frankly, to see Aaron Gordon have a what they call it, a grade 2 hamstring strain,
Yeah.
and go out and play the after a few days, it makes me wonder why couldn't Steph play with a grade 1? But I think the big difference is uh the style of play. Like Aaron Gordon got to do some jumping or whatever, but Steph Curry just runs. Like he just runs the entire time. I think that's the difference. That's what I'm gonna go with because
And I
Steph
think we
Curry.
thought we was gonna win another game.
Yeah, and we thought we were gonna win another game. We thought we were gonna win another game. They knew that's all they had. Um, But hey, judgment calls, they make them. They do what they do. We lost. Jimmy Butler let you know. I said it was a difference. When Jimmy Butler went down, we said we good. Next person up. Let's keep going. We gonna make sure he's straight. We're not gonna rush him back. When Steph Curry went out, Jimmy Butler said Batman needs to come back. And I was like, that was not comforting when I seen him say that. But he didn't told everybody I didn't come here to be the one. I came here to be the two. But what I don't understand is, did you not watch Batman growing up? Did you not see there was a Robin spinoff where Robin was the main guy sometimes? There was times where Robin had to rescue Batman. There was times where Robin had to hold it down on his own until Batman got there. And there was times Robin was by himself. With that being said, Robin, you should have been able to win a fight without Batman, and you were not able to do that. But I think it's to do with the NBA politics or the Warriors politics, how the organization goes about deflating its players, the Trace Jackson
Well,
Davises, the Kamingas,
well,
the Moses Moody's. Because hold on, before you get into that, every time we was getting our ass whooped, when our starters or the main people couldn't buy a bucket and we down 20 in all them games, you went and put in the trash squad, the Moses Moody's and all of them, and what they do every single time. They cut the lead, the deficit down to single digits every single time. And it's like, how couldn't you find them minutes before then? Because the Warriors conceded the loss. They weren't worried about it. They said we're gonna figure out something for next season. What you got, Quill?
I don't think. All right, with that, I don't think that they be feeling like, you know, in the beginning of the third, for the first 6 minutes, we gonna run with the Pat Spencer and them to get us back in it. It was like, no, we gonna try to get Steph and them going because we know that if they get going, we gonna get them going. And then when they see that Steph and them go back down another 8, 9 points, then they put Pat and them in. I think that they be trying to like, if we get our starters back in it, we good.
But the thing with that is, a lot of times in this series specifically, they will wait until like the last 7 minutes of the game before they put that squad in. If they put that squad in the third quarter, they probably come back and win, or make a better fight, have a better fight. But they don't. They wait till the last 5 to 7 minutes of the game and then they insert them. And like I said, I think that's the business part of the organization or the NBA. They like, hey, go do y'all thing, and we'll see what happens. And they came. Moses Moody came like he came out there every game like he had a chip on his shoulder. You could tell he did not like being pulled from that starting lineup. to the point to where you stop playing him. I don't know how you justify not playing Moses Moody, especially that one game when he came and gave you 25 and he only played a couple of minutes. He came in that game applying pressure. I don't see how you justify not playing him. Steve Kerr has to do a better job empowering his players. And me and you talked one night, we extra long, where you were saying let everybody else. You was like pretty much. I said let Ant beat us because I know one man can't beat us, and you was like nah. I'll focus more on Ant, something like that. Or no, you were saying focus on. You said
Getting the
focus
ball
more
out
on
of
Ant.
their hand.
Yeah, get the ball out of his hand. And I was like, keep the ball in his hand because he's not gonna beat us. Either way it went, the their squad is empowered. And them boys always going out there do their thing. Julius Randle did whatever the hell he wanted to do. And if Draymond, if they were still deciding defensive player of the year, Draymond Green definitely would have lost his top three selection in this one because it was nothing you could do with Julius Randle. He had all the confidence in the world, all of the ability, and I didn't see too many Draymond Green awesome defensive possessions in that series.
Draymond Green defense works when the other offense is playing this style of is playing small ball and shooting a lot. When the other offense has a Julius Randle and he wants to put his head down, get to the rim, draw fouls, pull up for mid-range jumpers, and play old school basketball, that don't really work for the way Draymond has played defense and the teams that he's had to play defense against.
Hell, even when he was going against Rudy Gobert, it was nothing he could do
Yeah,
with
and
him.
then when there's a Rudy Gobert and a Julius, where one gonna grab a rebound if he misses it, and the other one gonna put a shoulder in you, and oh yeah, we need a 7 footer for him. We
Bro, it
need
was
some
one
7 footer.
time I seen, bro, they would just drop the ball to Rudy Gobert. And
Just literally just
I'm like, bro, we gotta
he
figure something
Draymond
out.
is great for switch defense. When you have a team that has a bunch of 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10s, and like you can switch. A lot of the NBA has played that style of offense for a
Yeah.
long time. The last since we started in 2013, teams have been taking the trend. 2013, 2014, we won in 2015. Since we've started this style of play, the whole teams have tried to mimic this style of small ball, like everybody. So not a lot of people have two heavy 7 footers in the paint. It ain't no Kendrick Perkins, and it's not a lot of those players. They gotta go Burt and they got a Julius, and they
Yeah.
start them boys right next to each other,
Facts.
and they don't mind throwing the ball to go Burt down. If you gonna play, if you gonna play Draymond Green, we're gonna use Julius Randle. We gonna use Rudy Gobert. Like if he gonna be on the floor, that's why Quentin Post couldn't play.
Yeah.
Like what you do to negate us, we are better at doing it than you. I'm
Yeah.
better at being 7 foot Rudy Gobert that sit in the paint. Every team I've been on, I've had to do this. And
So
we just bigger than y'all. We bigger than y'all. We stronger than y'all. It ain't a lot of
more
teams in the
confident in
paint.
y'all.
I mean, the Knicks got two. Miles Turner, a real seven. He's a legit shot blocker. So he over there. Yeah, I mean, they got two, Hardenstein and Chet. Everybody that got big seem to be winning.
Yeah.
Everybody that got big seem to have moved on. Two 7 footers in OKC, two big 7 footers and over there. Cat and motherfucker over there, like and Mitchell over there. They the only two that play. And they look, hey, they seem to be a recipe. Get you a 7 footer, put them in the game.
Man, tell me about it. So to
Seem to
the
be a
last,
recipe just for size. You've been saying forever we
bro.
need a bid, we need some size. Hey, that might be the recipe. Go get Giannis.
Yeah,
Go
Giannis.
get go get you need a dominant big that's gonna be dominant now. Cause what the hell we gonna do when Wimby and them start being dominant when all of them start being dominant? They got De'Aaron Fox with them. They have a point. Everybody got a point now. That was the new thing. Get you a dynamic point. everybody has a dynamic
Yep.
point. Everybody ain't got a dynamic big no more.
Nah. But let's talk about the battle of the MVPs. The Nuggets, the Thunder came down to it. We was on the phone. I told you what I thought. And then right as we're hanging up the phone, we hear about AG with his grade two, a hamstring strain, and I was like, "That's the series right there." AG was a very key piece in that series, and to have him half-ass, I mean, he had 11 boards tonight, but you didn't still get that. He only took 4 shots. That
Mm.
aggression, that confidence, when he said, "Did you think you was gonna make it?" He said, "I knew I ain't miss it." He ain't had it tonight, and then to have that, and then Michael Porter 0 for 4 from the three. Like as a starting unit, y'all made a total of 5 threes as a starting unit. Y'all shot a total of 10, 22. Hold on, where we at? 10, yeah, 22, 26. That's how I total 26 threes. And y'all made 5 as a starting unit. So you go out, Jamal Murray, 13 points. I mean, he took 16 shots, but 13 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. I mean, 3 steals and a block is cool, but 1 rebound, 2 assists, 13 points, and then 20 from Jokic, 29 and 7. Y'all couldn't go out there and have games like y'all only played 20 minutes. You had to go out there and have a game like you played 50, and you didn't. And y'all got your ass whooped by 30
Mhm.
plus. 30 plus. Meanwhile, SGA went out there and dropped a 30 piece on you.
They couldn't
Jalen
generate
Williams,
no offense.
Jalen Williams turned around and responded with 24 points. What'd you say though?
They couldn't generate no offense on the other end.
Yeah.
Like they were okay with one or the other guarding Jokic by themselves, and whenever he made a move, the other one just coming to help. Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna double team early and let him kick a pass out for a three. No, when he becomes a scorer and puts his head down to score, we'll help then. We're not gonna automatically help on the catch no more. Hardenstein, hold your ground, or Chet, hold your ground. And when they started doing that, and he started just doing turning around, and as soon as he missed, boy, them misses was fast break layups. I ain't seen them boys. Them boys was out and running, bro. Listen, Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun, the only two athletes on your team, really. I mean, Jamal Murray, but he not trying to run and get back on defense and run all the way down the court
I
and
mean, you
jump
got
and block
Westbrook.
shots. Christian Braun and Aaron Gordon to go for a block, go up and try to go get some and try to hit something off the backboard or something. Aaron Gordon can't jump.
Now
And
you got Peyton Watson.
yeah, I'm talking about your starters.
Oh, starters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Because it was really they was down 14 and going into that when they was down like 8 or 7 or 8. And then when the starters came back in the second in the end of the second, they ran them boys down. They ran away with that. The second quarter, like they was in it in the second, but like 4 or 5 minutes left, it felt like SGA bucket with a free throw. Jalen Williams dunk free throw. Open three for Caruso, like back to back to back. And they were just turning the ball over, bro. Left and right. They were doing a little top pick and roll where they just throw it to the hand. Bro, they were still in the ball dunk, still the ball three, still the ball layup foul. Like, bro, y'all look like y'all look garbage. And
Yeah.
it's Jamal Murray and Jokic, bro. The top pick and roll with them two getting the ball stolen. Like, y'all look garbage. I
Look,
ain't
the
never said that
NBA,
about Jokic.
the NBA said it's a new day. It's a new day for them young
Mm.
ones. They want them young bulls to get out and run. So now, hey, he brings
Hey,
us
the
to the
Rockets
conclusion.
next, them Detroit Pistons next. They
Yeah.
all that's gonna be the new NBA, and right back along with them, them Spurs gonna be back somewhere in that conversation.
Hmm.
Yep, OKC, look, and SGA, Cat, Wemby, Cooper, Dallas. Look, they trying to get them old heads to not. We ain't gonna tell you retire, but we gonna find a way for this to no longer be fun for you. Like.
Or you're just not going to be winning.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're going to be just a guy in the NBA. All your cachet came from finals, finals. You ain't gonna smell the finals again.
Mm.
Watch them
So
veto a trade. Watch Adam Silver veto a trade to the Warriors.
speaking
Something that we know gonna be stupid. LeBron to the Warriors. He gonna veto it.
speaking of Adam Silver, do you think he gonna be under fire because of this unusual format that they had in the second round, where it was every other day they played? And I would say no, but when you consider the Jason Tatum injury, Aaron Gordon injury, the Steph Curry and three non-contact injuries, three, all in the second round, all play a key role in a team not winning. On top of all of the other injuries, on top of the previous round, because in the first round you get 2 days off, you come back and play. But because the WNBA was starting up or whatever, they was like, hey, let's hurry up and get this going in support of the WNBA. Do you think he's going to be scrutinized for that decision?
No, I don't.
I
I
think
think that
somebody gonna mention it.
I think that the blindness that the public have to what actually goes on with players resting has everyone thinking that it's the player's idea to rest. So they have this thing that you need to play anyway. So them making them play for a lot of the public is like, well, yeah, they need to play. They played back in the day. They played 82. They didn't sit 2 and 3 rest days. They didn't skip days. They played all 82 games and played through the playoffs. And we didn't have a week off and we didn't have 2, 3 days off and nobody was injured. Our bodies were built for it. We lifted weights back then. Y'all do a lot of bands and resistance. Our bodies were stronger than y'all. It's like they gonna say that.
Okay, okay.
And I think
Now let's.
that because of that little 65 game rule and all of that, and I think that he done that to kind of cover his ass.
I'm eager to see
Well,
what
he didn't do
happens.
it. The players association, you know.
Yeah, I'm eager to see what happens because I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring that up because it led some of these injuries.
Because
Like, I
I
mean,
think it's the players association that picked the schedule too. Making a
because
lot of decisions.
they were saying Adam Silver, he had updated the NBA schedule and stuff like that. So they were saying during the playoffs he was moving stuff around, um, for whatever reason. So I don't know. I don't know, but whatever. So we got our round three matchups, right? We got our round three matchups, and for this conference finals, we got the Pacers versus the Knicks, and we got the Thunder versus the Timberwolves. I think it's gonna be two sides, both sides, Eastern and Western, is gonna be amazing basketball. You kind of got off into the Pacers and the Knicks. The Pacers got more depth. The Knicks, the Knicks is dangerous. So what are you calling? What are you calling in that matchup?
Um, I don't even know. I think it's gonna go 7, but I got the Knicks in 7.
Knicks and seven.
I
Well,
got the Knicks in
what
7.
do you think gonna give them the edge over the
I
Pacers?
think Jalen Brunson. I think they can't really do anything with Jalen Brunson. His ability to coast. And last year they were all banged up, and he was pressing and pressing and pressing to get through every round last year. Last year they were fighting to get through every round, and he was playing high level basketball, playing hurt. They not having to play like that. They didn't have to play like that. None of them really hurt. Like they've been able to, even with them playing heavy minutes, they still have stayed. Some of them under 40 because of the ability of at times they were down, so it was like they were playing certain other players, and they walked them down. Like Mikal Bridges and Ananobi are better than them, Naismith and Nimhard. Just
Yeah,
flat out, like they those two are better. Or if you'll take Josh Hart and Mikal, or Josh Hart and Ananobi, they're better than Nimhard what they're going to give you or what they can give you. Because Anunoby and McHale can make it really hard on Halliburton and a Siakam.
Yeah. And that's what I was gonna say. The perimeter defense, when you got a Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, who you got size, you have strength, you got experience, and then you just got raw talent, raw ability, just innate ability to defend. When you consider those things, you think about the powerhouses or the things that gets the engine going on the Pacers. I'm like, it's favorable for the Knicks. It's favorable for the Knicks. So I I I could see that. And then I
And
think,
Miles Turner don't play well against players who play like him.
yeah,
He always plays well against players who play in the paint. And he
yeah,
can step out and hit the three. He can stretch you out. He's athletic. He's young. He can shoot. He's a shooter. Cat's a better shooter.
yeah.
Cat can also get to the rim, and Cat's a better rebounder. So
And
all those
honest,
things you was doing, Cat with it. He with all of that. And
and
Cat
what,
ain't got to really bang with nobody in the paint. Oh, I
yeah.
ain't finna have 1,000 fouls like I normally have. I ain't got to guard somebody that y'all. I mean, unless I'm trying to come for help defense, most of my wings can stay in front of. I mean, Halliburton going to the right. If Mikal Bridges can't tell me and can't stop Halliburton from going to the right, and everybody in the world know Halliburton going to the right, that's a problem.
All right,
They
real quick,
they both
Western.
6'7", and he's a defender.
Real
And
quick,
on the other
West, what you
hand,
call?
they don't have anybody that can stop all of them.
Real quick, what you
Like
calling in the
Siakam's a
West?
good wing defender.
What you calling in the West?
Uh, I don't know. They built the same, and I love it.
You're not going MVP over Ant?
I think I might go Andrew.
I'm going Thunder. Thunder Knicks finals. I called it. Put a stamp on
I,
it.
I think go Burt and Randall go immobilize Hardenstein and Chet, bro. I think it's gonna be
Oh,
SGA versus Ant, and SGA shoots a better percentage. I mean, not SGA, Ant just shoots a better percentage. SGA got to take too many shots, bro.
Ready? Hope you pack shit up with God, cause we gon' bless you. Let it burn. You